All right, for today's lesson, what we're going to be working on is the pressing. So pressing with the saber is where you're pushing with the backhand to press down against a different attack, either doing a block, or you can use it to slide in and attack their hands, move in to push and attack, pressing with the saber. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can press with the saber. There's an open hand palm, which you can push forward, push down. This is probably the one that you're going to see most often, where they're pushing open palm here. This could be a little dangerous because if you miss, your fingers are gone. So there's also a secret press that you can do by closing your fingers like this, putting your finger on top here. Now this right here protects your fingers while adding a little push here on the blade that you can push forward here, boom, to attack maybe their hands on their wrist or their spear, whatever's happening here. You can even push here and cut. So there's this movement here where you push and move down into your next attack. So that one's a little more advanced. But what we first work on is using the palm. So let's go back to the palm. All right. So when we're going to be doing our press, we're going to be doing it a couple different ways at first. I'm breaking these down into drills first, as we're still working on techniques. Eventually you'll get to a form where you'll see some actual pressing happening in a couple movements. So let's get to pressing with the saber. So I'm going to take my palm, I'm going to put it on the flat back end of the saber. Very important you don't put it at the top here, as this is supposed to be sharp at the end here for lunges. So we're going to have our hand on the back of the saber. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start up in an upward stance, standing up. And I'm just going to step forward with my right foot and push square on here. Move forward, push here. Now, if you notice, I'm pushing all the way out. I need to push into them, pushing with the back foot too. So when I push, I sink into my bow stance. Arms come out as you sink, push. Good. So let's start from here. Standing up, we have the sword end. Step out right foot, push. Again. Up, step out right foot, push. These are new pants, so I'm getting used to them. They might not fit. They're a little tight. Maybe that just means I need to lose a little weight. All right. So here, back, push. Get up, push. So do a couple facing you forward. So hand up here. Step forward, right foot. Push. Again, ready? Step forward, right foot. Again. Step forward, right foot. Push. Good. That's one way. That's just standing from an upright spot. If you want to add to it, you start from a 1 foot stance. Here. Hand up. Push in here. More about here. You're not going to be all the way in here. More going to be out here. Here. Pull. Push. From 1 foot stance. Up. Push. Again, 1 foot stance going this way. Up. Touch the edge of the blade. That was my mistake. I lose my fingers. Good. That's a forward horizontal push. Now that's okay. That's a pretty standard pushing forward with the sword. If you're blocked here, right, someone's like up here, you can push, maybe push them off balance. But how are we going to implement that into with a real kind of moving, more applicable situation? So if I'm here, what I can do is I can start back from here. There's a push where I can go horizontal this way. So I'm going to step off the angle. So when I go, say I'm back in my triangle steps that we talked about before. Now I'm going to push off the side this way. Here, my tip is facing in. Again, from here, up, or you can be wrist here. Here, I like here for now. I'm facing you forward. I'm going to step off, push here. If you notice, my eyesight is still forward. I'm treating you like the opponent. I'm going off, cutting to the side here. Up. You can even do this from one foot stance here. Boom, here. Push, boom. Then from here, if I need to, I can move into my next attack. So that's one way to do a horizontal push, right? But in Major Longhorn, we like our angles. So instead of going sideways, because this is only really good for attacking sideways that way. That's not very good. Hit here. So I like to go at an upward angle, pushing up here. We're going to start from our reverse block from one of our blocks last time. So I'm going to start from reverse block here after we pull back. I'm going to circle down here. Now my hand I'm going to place on the spine of the sword, the heaven of the sword, if you remember. Now I'm going to move forward as I continue my uppercut. I'm going to move forward in a cat stance using my left foot forward, push up, palm up at an angle here. So I'm guarding my center line here. Now, there's one crucial thing that we're going to do to change this from a palm. We're going back to our pointer. So this time, instead of going palm up, because what will happen, and I've done this in my forms, is you'll come up here, your fingers will be up like this. It's not wrong in some styles, but it is so dangerous to do that you can grab and lose your fingers. Also, if you block and they slide down your sword and don't bind correctly, you'll lose your fingers. So the Major Longhorn way is when we pull back here, I'm going to come down and put my pointer finger down on top here. Now my fingers are going to stay in the blade like that, not outside. You're going to stay in here almost. As I go down, move forward, under, kick my butt. That stands here. So again, from here, down, place my hand. Now I'm going to move forward, cat stance, block up. Now I'm doing this as an application. When you do this as an application, you want to cover an angle here. So when we do this press, there's two ways to do it. Major Longhorn, we go pressing on top here. That way we can push into it. Now you can do it here, and then you can stab. There's another way you can do it where you take the L of your thumb and you push it here this way. This is equally good too, as I can go down, up, and push here. As long as your fingers are not going up at the blade, right? So there's this one, and there's this one. Now, what I'm going to tell you about touching the blade is I'm being bad about not oiling my saber. I need to go back and do that. Major Longhorn, we touch the blade by grabbing it here because we can hold on to it a little stronger. So this is the proper Major Longhorn way. So let's do it as a technique. I'm going to start from a stab, lunge here, right? So I'm at a lunge. I'm going to pull back, shield block. This hand is going to touch the wrist here. Now as I go down, circle in front, my hand is going to come up and press, take its guard, or its press. Now I turn and through my bow stance, I'm going to kick my butt, move forward, cat stance, and up. All right, now I'll do it forward towards you so you can see it from a forward angle. So I start from a lunge, pull back, reverse bow stance, shield block, circle down in front, hand takes its grip. I switch my feet, so see how I rotate to take my position, open up my thigh here. Then I'm going to move forward, uppercut, into my cat stance here. Good. That is pressing with an uppercut here. Now, one other way, let me show you to do it with the L hand. So from a reverse bow stance, I circle down just like before. Now, instead of going here, I'm going to turn like I'm going to press. I go, switch my grip here, like this. Then I can reach up here. This is good. This is good too. It's okay. Depends on what you're doing. From here, this is kind of just as a good little kind of press here. It just makes sure that your fingers are out of the way. Now, with that said, you want to be able to do other techniques with it. I go here. Because after here, then I can go into my next set of cuts. Here, 1, 2, all using this press here. Then I can go into my L cut if I need to. So let's do a drill. So we're gonna do it as a drill 3 times. When you practice this, you can practice it how many times you want. Pull back. Circle down. Nice Longhorn grip. Cat stance. Again. Lunge. Shield blow. Down. I'm going to do the L grip now. L grip. Good. I'm going to do 2 facing you. Let's do 4 total. 2 more facing you. From lunge. You need to do an upward lunge or straight. Walk. Circle down. Nice Longhorn grip. Now with the L grip. Block. Circle. Press. Move forward. Good. That is pressing. So you can press sideways. You can press uppercut. Now you can press forward too. If you want. Push into the sword. Push. Move. Move. That way you can move. Push. Round. Cut. Uppercut. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you learn how to press precisely, you start thinking about the edge here, it makes it easier to do little cuts. Boom, boom, razor cuts. Really good for short range fight. Oh, my sword is needing tightening. All right, well, I'm gonna go fix my sword. That was it for this lesson today. Stand straight. Awesome. I'll see you in the next one.